You're listening to a TGM production.
Hello. Just before you listen to this episode of What Happened to Albert Flowerpot, I like to say, it's not as dramatic as it sounds. I do call it an emergency podcast. First of all, I don't know what one is. Second of all, if Richard Osman and Maria Hyde, Maria Hyde, do apologise. I didn't mean to put your name. If they don't call their MasterChef episode an emergency podcast, then I'm not calling mine an emergency podcast because it might be a new decision that I wanted to share publicly first before I did it. But it's not an emergency, so I have to. I have to tone it down a bit. Yes, I'll say that again. Tone it down a bit. So I'm here at the beginning. I'll be back in the end to give another caveat, but that may be in a few more days. Or it might not be back in the end. I don't know. But all I know for definite is I'm Albert Flowerpot, and I am not, I repeat, not over dramatic. You can hear in my voice that it becomes over dramatic after a while. And again, it's not my fault. I'll say it again, it's not my fault. Well, might be my fault, but I'm not gonna say it is. Actually, who can I say it's their fault then? If it's not mine, who else's fault will it be? That's the tricky bit there. As if I can't blame me for that. Who can I blame? Well, I don't know actually. So, what you're about to hear, yeah? I repeat, it's not an emergency. I repeat, it's not an emergency. It's just a new decision. I repeat, new decision. Anyway, I'll be back at the end to discuss all about it further, but let's just listen. Hello, welcome back to the brand new emergency edition of the Albert Flower podcast. Now, it's an emergency because I, Albert Flowerpot, have decided to retire from chasing my dreams of getting back on the telly. Now, I won't be stopping the podcast, I won't be stopping doing stand-up, and I won't stop the media appearance here and there on local radio, hopefully local TV, but I was watching 8 out of 10 Cats Stores Countdown on Friday night, new series, on Channel 4, and, well, what had happened was there was a man called Frankie Monroe. Genius he is. Genius. So, what I decided in my evergreen wisdom was, let's try and track him down. So I spent yesterday, Saturday, trying to track down Frankie Monroe. Now, I found him, but it was a little bit weird. So I spoke to him. I went, mate, I know that you travelled to hell, but how? And he says, well, I've got this bloke and blah, blah. So he tells me about this scientist he knows and gives me the details. So I then ring him up and say, mate, Thank you, Rose, to give me your details. I want to know how he gets to hell, because I want to dimension hop. And he went, well, come with me and I'll have a look. So, we spent Saturday trying out these experiments. And then, we hit the nail on the head, right? And I mean it, on the head, literally, with a hammer. And I, with help from a scientist, have worked out how to dimension hop. Which means I am a Flowerpot. I'm a dimension hopper! Not to be confused with the YouTube channel I discovered this week on Time Hoppers. Not the same. So, I've decided that'll be my life from now on. Now, to make this more interesting in the podcast, where I will take you hopping with me through dimensions, and on stand-up, I'll talk about my life on TV, shows I did younger, and blah blah blah, and my adventures of dimension hopping. But all that's to come. So, this has been the emergency podcast. Emergency. So, hopefully, you're on board. Hopefully, you love it. And there'll be more madness coming your way. But first, I've got to go back. I want to meet on the multiverse versions of myself. I want to do all sorts. I have got an idea what to do first to mark this occasion. But I'll leave that a surprise for the next episode. Well, I have to buckle it in and decide if it's still going ahead. It's a last minute decision, but all of it will be resolved. So let's see what wacky adventures I get up to next time. Bye-bye. Right, well, you've just heard what I described as an emergency podcast, but it isn't. Yes, my new career, my new plan, as well as, trying to get back on TV as a side hustle, and trying to create shows for CBeebies and series in children's TV as another side hustle. Well, all of that, I will be, and stand-up obviously, I will be, and I repeat, I will be trying to have fun time hopping in dimensions. Woohoo! Dimension hopping. Yes, I, Albert Flowerpot, will be the first ex and hopefully current TV presenter to dimension hop using the technology and the science that Frankie Monroe used to open a portal to hell. So, that's positive. Well, it's making it more cheerful, shall we say. Now, I also heard publicly that my job as the narrator for the series Doctor Who Earthbound is coming to an end after 4 series. Yes, we are currently working. Do apologise. We're currently working on the 3rd series. We've got episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6 left to do. And now we're on to the final series, series 4, and then that'll be it. I have heard, only rumours, so don't, I repeat, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but there might be another job out there in the realm of Doctor Who for me, Albert Flowerpot, in a narrator capacity. who knows if that's true? Well, I do know who knows, but I'm not going to say. But it's positive either way. As a whole, I am excited for A, dimension hopping, and B, Doctor Who Earthbound, and C, trying to get my career back. I'll do all three, all the time. Yes, that's my seal of guarantee. Now, as I said in that video, in the middle bit of the podcast, I will be utilising this dimension hopping experience, A, in the podcast, and B, on stage doing stand-up. Yes. See, more material from me. Woohoo! Hey! Hey! See, the more material for me, I always say, the better. So, without further ado, let's go dimension hopping. Bye bye.